Whew, the toilet is still running, so I have to, oh, there we go. I thought I would do something a little bit different for Halloween. I have been seeing a lot of these Tiermaker videos floating around YouTube. I've done a couple as secret videos for my patrons, and I had a lot of fun just ranking various things. So I thought since it's Halloween, I would do something very festive and rank my favorite vegetables. Okay, so I've picked through a few of these vegetable rankings. This one has a bigger list of vegetables, so I'm gonna go with it. All right, so it has pictures of all the veggies, but not necessarily names of any of them. So I'm going to try to see if I can even tell what a lot of these veggies are by their pictures. And I'm going to rank them. So S tier is the top, D tier is the bottom. I will probably rename these tiers as I go to make it a little more interesting. Okay, what is this? It looks from the picture like it's basil. That's an herb. I mean, I guess it's kind of a veggie. I'm going to assume that this is basil. Okay, so I love vegetables, and like I'm at risk of just putting everything in S tier. I'm going to take a lot of things into consideration with the vegetable, not just the flavor, but like the versatility and the price and stuff like that. So I think I'll put basil for now in A tier. It's a pretty solid veggie. I love the flavor. I love pesto. I love adding a little bit of basil in all kinds of dishes. It just really brightens up everything. This looks like taro root. Taro, yeah, I think it's taro. I've barely actually had this veggie. I need to have it more. I've had it as poi in Hawaiian cuisine, and I've had it as like ice cream and other things in Asian cuisine. Like, I like it okay, but I don't think I've had it enough. For now, I'm gonna put it in C tier. Now let's start naming these. Okay, barely had it. And let's do, yeah, that's fine for now. And for A tier, let's do really good, really tasty, really tasty and useful. There. Artichokes, these are really tasty. They're not necessarily useful. Let's actually get rid of the and useful part because that's overly specific for basil. Okay, so artichokes. I love artichokes. I love just steaming them and eating them with drawn butter because I'm boring. Like they're kind of cool in things. I'm not as big a fan of marinated artichokes. I just don't like the taste of canned and jarred things in general. But I love them like steamed or boiled with drawn butter. They're delicious. They're very expensive though, and they're kind of not like available all year round. I think I'm gonna put it in B tier just because like they're very expensive and I don't really use them in much of anything other than eaten with drawn butter. So great every once in a while. Okay, what is this? I have no idea what this is. It could either be dill or it's like some kind of lettuce. Okay, so I'm just going to assume it's a green, and actually, as much as I like greens, I can't really process them super well anymore because I'm old. I like them as juice, but yeah, they give me some problems. So I'm gonna put it in D, and I'm gonna call D tier yum, but my guts hate it. Okay, asparagus. Asparagus is nice and tender. Again, only really good and available for a small window in the spring. I'm gonna put it in good every once in a while. What is this? I think that's bamboo shoots. I'm going to assume that that's bamboo shoots, takenoko. Okay, barely I mean, I've had it a lot, just kind of in things. It's sort of just in the background. You know what? There aren't that many tiers, so I'm going to move basil up to S tier, and S tier is just going to be yum, yum, yum. Let's make this tier great every once in a while, and we will promote asparagus and artichoke up there, and then this one will be meh. Like, I don't really care one way or another, and I'm gonna put bamboo shoots there. They're meh. Like, I don't know, I don't dislike them. I don't like love them either. It's like, they're just kind of there. Okay, beets. I do like beets a lot. I like that they taste like rain. You know, that smell when rain comes. That's kind of what beets taste like. They also kind of taste like dirt. Beet greens are actually some of my favorite greens back when I used to be able to eat greens. But they're a great one every once in a while kind of veggie because my husband does not really like them. And it's like, ever since we moved in together, like I just haven't really been eating the stuff that I like that he doesn't really like because I don't know, I like eating with him, and so I don't want to make food just for me. All right, this is endive. I've had it like once or twice because it's very expensive. I think it's kind of overhyped. It's very, very bitter. I'm not really a fan of bitter greens, just in general. I'm gonna put okay, barely had it. Because like, it is like pretty good the way I've had it, but it's too expensive. The f is this? Oh. Okay, I think this is bitter melon, looks like. I've had bitter melon once. Actually, I might have had it more than once. Like I might have had it in Japan without realizing it. I got some at the farmer's market once and I cooked it and it was like kind of good, but also indeed a little too bitter. I'm gonna go okay, barely had it. Bok choy. I like bok choy a lot. I'm gonna put it in yum yum yum. It's nice and economical and it's gentle on the stomach. It's like one of the few greens that I can eat without having problems. So bok choy, yum yum yum. Are these fava beans? They're some kind of legume. They're either like fava, oh wait a minute, there's more legumes after, there's a lot more legumes after that. And I can barely tell what these are. Okay, they look like they have mouths. Do you see that? They look like they have like little mouths and they're singing to me. Okay, well, I'm going to assume, let me see. Are there any other things on this list that are obviously edamame? I don't think so. Okay, I think these are edamame. I'm just going to call these edamame. I like these quite a bit, but I don't actually have them that often. So I'm gonna do great every once in a while. Broccoli is yum, yum, yum. It's very versatile, very economical, available all year round. Great vegetable. What is this? Okay, these look like a bunch of cabbages. I think that's butter lettuce. Wait, I think these are tomatillos. I'm just going to assume they are. Tomatillos, okay. I only really use these in salsa verde and like green sauce. I don't really use them in much of anything else. So I'm gonna do grate every once in a while. They're nice and tart, I do like them. Okay, that looks like Savoy cabbage specifically. I'm gonna pretend it is. It probably is just regular cabbage. I love Savoy cabbage though. Do they have Napa cabbage on here even? It doesn't look like they have Napa cabbage. Okay, so this is cabbage. Yum, yum, yum. I think cabbage is pretty underrated. I think it's a nice veggie. Carrot, very underrated. Yum, yum, yum. Available all year round. Great juiced, it's great roasted, it's great in stews. You have to put it in pretty much any soup stock. It's so good. What is this? Is it satsumaimo? Okay, it kind of looks like sweet potato, but this clearly is sweet potato, like the American sweet potato. I wonder if it's satsumaimo, like Korean and Japanese sweet potato. You know what? I'm going to assume it is, and I'm going to put it in yum, yum, yum. Because that's my favorite sweet potato. I think Asian sweet potatoes are better than the big orange yummy sweet potatoes that we have here. Our sweet potatoes in the US, they're like the orange ones, they're kind of too carroty for my taste. It's like, I'd rather just have carrots. But yeah, I like the subtlety, the subtle sweetness of the satsumaimo. So I'm just gonna pretend that those are satsumaimo, Korean, Japanese sweet potatoes, and I'm just gonna put that there. Maybe it's not, but whatever. Cauliflower, okay, this is kind of overhyped right now. Everyone is eating cauliflower as like some big health food. It's fine. I like mashed cauliflower, like instead of mashed potatoes. And it's kind of neat in things. But I'm actually going to put it in meh. I think it deserves to be in meh. Again, overhyped. Way too many people are going crazy over cauliflower. It's not that special. Celery root. Oh, yum, yum, yum. It's a little pricey because Americans don't know how good it is. I want everyone to know in America how good celery root is so that they'll have more of it and it will be cheaper. But yeah, it's delicious. It is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, root veggies. It's so good. Slight celery flavor, a little bit of starch, but not too much. Mashed celery root puree. Oh, it's so good. Okay, and I think this is just celery. Celery, an herb. You know, it's like, it's kind of a necessary ingredient in a lot of things, but as far as just eating it by itself, I'm not the biggest fan of celery. Am I gonna put it in meh? I'm gonna put it in meh. Even though it's really useful in cooking, like, I don't know, I'm just not a big fan. Is this baby bok choy? I think it is baby bok choy. Well, we've already had bok choy. Baby bok choy is even better. So yum, yum, yum. This, oh, I see it all the time. I think it's some kind of Mexican squash and I've never had it. So I don't have a never had category. So I'm gonna put okay, barely had it. What is this? Is this the, oh, is that frisee? I think this is frisee. Anyway, it looks like green, so my guts hate it. Okay, this looks like a standard cabbage with like the extra added leaves on the outside. I think this is indeed then the Savoy cabbage, the one that I put in yum, yum, yum. So cabbage is quite nice. I'm gonna put this one in grade every once in a while because Savoy cabbage is vastly superior to regular cabbage. Corn, yum, yum, yum. Yellow squash, yum, yum, yum. I love like all the summer produce, the New World summer produce, like corn, zucchini, eggplant, tomato, they're all so good. Cucumber, also yum, yum, yum. I think these are pickled cucumbers specifically. It's all good. Cucumbers are delicious. Daikon, oh no. I wish I had a yuck category. There isn't a yuck category. I'll put it in meh. You know what? I'm just gonna make the my guts hate it category. I'm just gonna make it yuck. Either it tastes bad or my guts hate it. And I'm gonna put the daikon in there. Sorry, Japanese food enthusiasts. I don't like daikon. If it's like simmered slowly and stewed in things, then it's okay. But I don't know if maybe it's some genetic thing. Like, you know, the people who hate cilantro and think it tastes like soap. I might have that with like horseradish and radish, because like radishes, my initial bite of it, it tastes good. But then like the aftertaste or like the later taste as I eat the radish is just so disgusting. It tastes like chemicals to me. I taste it in horseradish. I taste it in anything that has horseradish in it, like Dijon mustard. Ugh, I can't stand it. So daikon, same thing. Okay, this is some kind of green, I guess. I'm just gonna put it in yuck. I have no idea what this is, but it looks like more greens, so I'm just gonna put it in yuck by default. Okay, this is a legume. Oh God, this looks kind of like edamame, actually. Yeah, you know, I think that thing that I thought was edamame earlier was actually fava beans or lima. I'm gonna move that one to meh, and then I'll assume that this one is edamame, and I'm gonna put it in great every once in a while. Eggplant, yum, yum, yum. I love eggplant, and I'm sad. My husband doesn't really like eggplant that much, so I haven't been eating it as much since we moved in together. Fennel, ooh, I love fennel a lot, but it's very expensive and kind of hard to come by here, so I'm gonna put it great every once in a while. I don't know what this is. Looks kind of cool. God, maybe I should know what it is. It looks like it's some kind of shoot. I wonder if it's pea shoots. Well, I'm gonna put it in okay, barely had it. Slash, I don't know what it is. Is this ginger root? That's not a vegetable. I mean, I guess it's a vegetable. Anyway, yum, yum, yum. This looks like green beans. Okay, I like green beans quite a bit. I used to snack on raw green beans all the time when I was little, but I'm allergic to them. I'm allergic to a lot of like raw fruits and veggies. I guess it's like the pollen or whatever that's on it. I'm very allergic to pollen. I'm allergic to a lot of things, actually. I'm allergic to dust and pollen and grass and everything. But yeah, raw green beans and green beans, like it's so bad it makes my throat really super scratchy now. And my husband doesn't like them, so I don't even eat them anyway. So, you know, I'm gonna put it in meh for old time's sake, because I used to really like green beans. This looks like, what, ginseng? I think it's ginseng. Yeah, I think it's ginseng. I'm gonna assume it's ginseng. Okay, barely had it. I've had ginseng tea. Jicama, right? This is jicama? I do believe this is jicama. I love jicama, yum, yum, yum. I don't really do much with it. I just cut it into spears and I eat it raw as a snack. It's really yummy. Okay, this is kale. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna put kale because that is one of my favorite greens, and okay, great every once in a while. I do like slow cooked greens, and I like kale in things, and I like kale juiced for a green juice, but I can't eat too much of it or my guts get unhappy. All right, what is this? Is this kohlrabi? I'm going to assume it's kohlrabi. I don't think I've actually ever had kohlrabi. I'm gonna put it in okay, barely had it. Leeks are yum, yum, yum. I wish they were cheaper. They're not that hard to clean. I was about to say I wish that they were easier to clean, but they're actually not that hard to clean. They're usually not that muddy. But they are kind of expensive. They're kind of pricey, and I wish they weren't that expensive. I think this is just like iceberg lettuce. Yeah, that's iceberg lettuce. I mean, it has a nice textural component, but I'm gonna put it in meh. This looks like just green leaf lettuce. I'm gonna put that in meh as well. It's not my preferred lettuce. Mushrooms, yum, yum, yum. Ah, so versatile, so yummy. What is this? I feel like a lot of this video has been, what is this? I don't know what that is. It looks like it's some kind of green or lettuce. I'm just gonna put it in yuck, why not? Anything that I don't understand, I just put in yuck. This looks like more kale. Or more, oh wait, this might be something like turnip greens. I'm gonna put it in yuck. Is this okra? Okay, I think this is okra. It looks kind of like okra. If so, yum, yum, yum. Onion, a white onion specifically. Yum, yum, yum. Just any onion just by default goes in yum, yum, yum because you can't cook without onions. This looks like a parsnip, just like the bottom half of a parsnip. Nothing else on here looks like a parsnip, so I'm going to assume it is a parsnip and put it in yum, yum, yum. Parsnips are grossly underrated. They're so yummy. They're like, if you've never had a parsnip before, it's like a carrot. Like they look like carrots. They look like white carrots, and they kind of taste like white carrots as well. They just, yeah, they're like carrots, but they're a little nuttier. I don't know how else to describe them, but they're delicious. Oh, peas, English peas, yum, yum, yum. I always get so excited in like May or June when the English shelling peas get ripe. And every week at the farmer's market, I buy a bunch of them and my husband and I just eat them like candy because they're so good. But it's like the only time of year you can get them. I mean, I guess they're technically great every once in a while. Pepper, oh, bell peppers. So my husband hates bell peppers. I think, as I was mentioning earlier with that radish thing about how it just has this gross side taste to it that I can't stand, he kind of has that with bell peppers. I like bell peppers, but I only really like them raw. So I'm just gonna put these in meh. I have come to learn that like other varieties of sweet pepper are tastier than bell pepper, especially for cooking, so I don't really get bell peppers anymore, so I'm putting them in meh. These are potatoes, but what kind of potato? We have like two different kind of potatoes on here that look pretty much the same. Like one of them could be a white waxy potato and the other one could be a Yukon Gold. I'm going to assume that these are Yukon Golds and I'm going to put them in yum, yum, yum. I've really come to appreciate potatoes more recently, especially since moving in with my husband. He loves potatoes. A lot of people do. I've never loved them before. I think it was because I prefer rice and my dad would always insist on making potatoes. Maybe they were easier for him to make or he preferred them. And I was always be upset when he would make potatoes instead of rice. So I just kind of developed this prejudice against potatoes. And they taste like dirt to me. I think another part of that was because he was cheap and he would always buy the russet potatoes that came in the bag, and those things do taste like dirt. And while russets are great for baking and making French fries, they're really not good for mashing or any other thing. So yeah, I think I just potatoes got a bad rap for me, but since I've discovered tastier potatoes and better ways of preparing them, I've come to appreciate potatoes a lot more. Pumpkin. This looks like one of those tiny ornamental pumpkins that you don't actually eat. I'm gonna pretend that it's like, a pumpkin. Wow, they had like all these varieties of lettuce on here, but they don't have very many varieties of hard squash. Okay, so pumpkin, I'm gonna do great every once in a while. Pumpkins, like sugar pie pumpkins, the pumpkins that look like pumpkins, like that are orange, are, in my opinion, the least delicious of all of the hard squashes. It's like, any recipe that calls for pumpkin, use butternut squash or Hubbard squash or like kabocha. Use a different hard squash instead. That's my motto. This looks like radicchio. Okay, that stuff is too bitter. Like a little goes a long way. I'm gonna put it in yuck. Radishes, yuck. Actually, yuck. I think these are shallots? No, I bet this is a pearl onion. Or maybe it's just a red onion. It's a red onion. Red onion, yum, yum, yum. They make my farts stinky though. Purple cabbage. Great every once in a while. It makes a nice accent in coleslaw. And sometimes I'll like saute purple cabbage with vinegar, like if I'm making a German sort of meal. Okay, I believe these are like red waxy potatoes. Those are good for potato salad and such. I'm gonna do great every once in a while. This looks like romaine lettuce. This is one of my preferred lettuces. I'm gonna put it in yum, yum, yum. What is this? Mysterious orb. Ooh, is that a rutabaga? I think it's a rutabaga. I'm just going to assume it's a rutabaga. Rutabagas are another grossly underrated old world root veggie. They are quite nice. Like when they're raw, they have that sharp radishy smell to them, but when you cook them, they get sweet. Mashed rutabaga with like cream and butter, it's really tasty. Okay, is this gobo root? I think it's burdock in English. I think this is gobel. Okay, I've probably had this when I was in Japan, but I don't really remember, so okay, barely had it. These look like shallots. Are they shallots? Yes, I think these are shallots, and I'm gonna put them in yum, 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 and I need to adjust my screen so you guys can actually see the Tiermaker. All right, we're on the home stretch. One more row of veggies. Okay, another variety of pea. I was assuming that last one that I did was English shelling peas because they look nice and thick and juicy and luscious. These look more like, what, sugar snap peas? There's another one after that, which I think is snow pea. Okay. Let's just assume these are sugar snap peas, and then the ones that are going to come later are snow peas. So sugar snap peas, they are yum yum yum, although they are inferior to English shelling peas. So I'm going to put them in grate every once in a while. Snow peas, yum yum yum. I love them in stir fries. They're just such a nice pop of sweetness and color. Okay, what are you? Is this spaghetti squash? Yes, it is spaghetti squash. I briefly got interested in this when it became like the craze, like all the low carb people were like, oh, use spaghetti squash instead of spaghetti. It's like, it's not a viable substitute. Spaghetti squash is nice, it's just not a good substitute for spaghetti. I'm gonna put it in grate every once in a while. I think this is spinach. It looks like there's another thing down the line that also looks like spinach, but I think this is spinach. So spinach is yum yum yum. That's one of the few greens that my guts can tolerate okay. Butternut squash, yum, yum, yum. Yeah, this is probably my favorite hard squash out of all of the hard squashes. If for no other reason that it's like one of the easier ones to break down, there's not as much seeds in it. I mean, it's nice to have pumpkin seeds, but yeah, I kind of don't like dealing with the seeds, and butternut squash is nice because it's mostly solid squash. Like, you know what you're getting. And the flavor is great, the color is beautiful, great squash. Sweet potato, American sweet potato, even though I kind of poo-pooed them earlier, I do think they're quite nice. I love, at Thanksgiving, those like candied, not candied yams, there's like a sweet potato casserole I make that's topped with pecans instead of marshmallows, and it's so good. Sweet potato pie with these sweet potatoes, the orange American ones, it's so delicious. It's a superior pumpkin pie in my opinion. I'm gonna put them in yum yum yum, even though I prefer satsuma-imo, the Japanese and Korean sweet potato. Is this tomatillo? Hang on a minute. This is tomatillo. So what's that other thing that I thought was tomatillo? Oh, I think it's Brussels sprouts. Oh no, that's yum yum yum. Brussels sprouts are amazing. Oh, I used to think they tasted like farts, and that's because they were prepared badly. So if you think that Brussels sprouts taste like farts and you don't like them, like just cook them much less. Like, I think I still have a video up on this channel of like how to make Brussels sprouts actually taste good. But yeah, cut them in half, put them cut side down in a saute pan on medium low with butter and some garlic, and like put a lid on them and some salt, and just cook them until like the bottoms have a nice slight brown and like they're steamed through. You can put a fork through it and it'll pierce and it won't be like soggy and fall apart, and it doesn't turn gray. They have to be bright green, and ooh, they are so good. They're like the most delicious cabbage you've ever had. Sweet, nutty, delicious. Okay, back to tomatillo. These are actually tomatillos. So great every once in a while. Good for sauces, salsa verde. Tomato. King of, oh, they're so good. I love tomatoes so much. I did not eat enough this summer and I am regretting it because they're already gone. The farmer's market is over and I miss you, tomato. I miss you. All right, turnips are, I think they need more love. I think a lot of Americans don't really eat turnips. They're also tasty mashed with cream. They're nice in stews, but I'd say they're great every once in a while. Or, they're meh. Yeah, they're meh. I mostly get turnips just because I'm like, I should get turnips. I feel sorry for them because I don't eat them that much, but they're not that great. Rutabagas are superior. So I'll put you in meh. Okay, so I already had a spinach. I don't know what this is then because it looks like spinach. You know what? That might be watercress. It looks kind of like watercress. Nice peppery flavor, but a little bit too intense. I'm gonna put it in okay, barely had it, assuming it's watercress. Okay, so I already said that the other potatoes that were yellowish were Yukon Gold, so I'm going to assume that these are just white potatoes. I guess they're meh. Like, why use white potatoes when you can use Yukon Golds? This, I believe, is yucca root. I've only used it once. It was at my friend Susan's house. We did something that she calls morsel combat, where you cook something you've never cooked before, and you compete with the other people in the house that are also all cooking something that they haven't cooked before, and you all sort of like rate the dishes and you vote. And I made like a fish sauteed with tangelo sauce. I'd never cooked with tangelos before, and I never cooked with yucca before or eaten it before, so I cooked with the yucca. I made like a yucca mash with it, and it got kind of gummy because I overworked it, but then like the sauce from the fish sort of ungummified it, so it worked out okay. I need to try this again. Okay, barely had it. And last but not least, what is this? Is this just striped zucchini? It looks like striped zucchini. I guess it's striped zucchini. We already had yellow squash. We didn't have zucchini yet. Even though yellow squash and zucchini are basically the same thing. You know what? I'm gonna put it under great every once in a while. Yellow squash is indeed superior to zucchini because it doesn't have that like bitter off taste that green zucchini has, that throat scratchiness that it has. Yellow zucchini is softer and sweeter and more delicious. Okay, well here it is. This is just all, well not all the veggies, all the veggies that this person who made this list has ranked. And I apologize if I put your favorite vegetable in the yuck category. Well, happy Halloween, I guess. Hope you're all doing well and eating some tasty vegetables.